Hey BelPres, my name is Anthony Ballard and I lead the discipleship team.
And I'm Lori Jensen, I'm our group's director.
The mission of BelPres has always been to partner with Jesus in furthering the kingdom of God on the east side of Seattle and in the places of the world where he sends us. Last fall, we prayed and fasted seeking God's answer for what should we be focusing on for the next 5 years. And we landed on 3 things. First is that we would equip our entire congregation to be fully engaged disciples of Jesus. And second is that we would empower every generation to reach young families. And third is that we would redevelop our campus for the needs of our church family and for the needs of the East Side. And we want to give you an update on how these initiatives for this vision are going. A disciple is someone who is progressively becoming more and more like Jesus in every area of life. And this may sound easy enough, but it requires more from us than simply attending church. It's a way to rethink everything that we do as a means to becoming like Christ, for ourselves and for those around us.
Our team realized that in order to make this happen, we were going to have to change the way our current ministries were operating. One of the things we needed to do was equip our leaders in a new way. And so we started something called Discipleship Sync. This is where we bring all our ministry leaders together every couple months to learn from each other and talk about ways that we can transform our current ministries into discipleship-making environments. We're carrying these conversations over into all different areas of ministry at BelPres, and the transformation we're beginning to see in the congregation and hope to continue to see is people asking the question of, how do I live differently because I'm a follower of Jesus? How do I change how I lead? How does the work that I do and the way that I am with people inside and outside church change because I'm a follower of Jesus?
And here's something that you can expect in the months to come. Over a period of time, we will be engaging in various spiritual practices together as a congregation. For example, in the fall, we focused on prayer. And in December, we invited new people to church. And right now, we are telling our stories about how Jesus has transformed our lives, which is called a testimony. More of these spiritual practices will be coming in later months.
So what's your next step? We believe that community is the starting point for discipleship. If you're not already plugged in here, we want you to get connected. Join a small group, get involved in serving in some way, whether it's with our kids and students or one of our local community missions partners.
So BelPres, this is a big vision, but we do have biblical hope that our entire congregation will become disciples of Jesus, which means to be like him. In 1 John 3:2, it tells us that when Christ appears, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is.
Hi, my name is Rich Fukutaki. I am an elder here at BelPres, and I am helping to lead the team that is reimagining our physical campus and how to best serve the greater East Side community and our congregation. We believe that God is at work here at BelPres. We are gifted to be a rare church that worships in many different styles and languages: traditional, modern, kids worship, New Hope Revival, and Seattle Chinese Covenant. In the new year, we are envisioning how our entire campus can better serve the kingdom of God. We want to imagine how to better host our varied styles of worship while maintaining one community, one unified church, one BelPres. We are asking questions like, how can our church be more open and available to the needs of our community and our congregation? How do we help families feel welcome and navigate our campus between Sunday school, the child care center, and worship? How do we take a gym and make the best possible worship experience? And how do we take those common spaces and bring everybody together as one unified church? I am excited to share that we are in the early stages of reimagining our campus design to answer some of those questions. Please join us in prayer over where God is calling us.
Hi, I'm Colin Robeson, the Kids and Students Pastor here at BelPres, and I was privileged to lead the young family portion of our vision. We prayerfully arrived at focusing on young families because as a leadership team we noticed there were less and less here at BelPres. And as we engaged that further, we noticed it wasn't just here, that families were participating less and less in Christian community in general, and that bothered us. It bothered us because we believe that Jesus is the foundation for any family. raising kids is really hard in this world right now. And we think that parents need support and they need help. And we believe that our kids need to know Jesus for themselves, for those that they know. And we believe that future generations need to know Jesus because we want to expand the kingdom of God. So what we did is we started listening. We started looking for stories. We started asking questions of those that we knew that were here at BelPres and families that aren't here anymore. And we started asking, what are their lives like? What are they experiencing? What is going on? And how could we as a church be involved in supporting them and encouraging them and caring for them? Here are some things that we learned about families today. Single-parent households headed by women and families formed by remarriage are becoming more and more the norm. We also learned that over 60% of children and families rely on daycare as a primary means of care, and that's either in daycare centers or by other family. The challenge is that if you're going to daycare, costs for daycare have increased almost 210% in the last 30 years, significantly outpacing both the price of goods and median family incomes. Beyond that, what we found in our state, over 500,000 children don't have access to care because of rising costs and access. That is affecting women and children disproportionately. I'm seeing marriages and families really struggling in this season. And I know in my own family, we've had a hard time maintaining connections with friends, engaging in community, and even being able to be here at church and participate sometimes. Those are just a few of the things that we found significant. And so where we started at first is we started generating a lot of ideas about practical ways that we could come alongside families and step into these systemic issues. But what we realized first was there was a step we were missing. We realized that we needed to develop empathy both in ourselves and across the generations of this church to take responsibility for the challenges that families are facing and be a community that would welcome them in. And so that's where we started. Now we are working with key leaders and staff to develop empathy, to discern and define what next steps are available to us as a community. As we do that, we want to come to you and share the stories that we've learned and invite you more deeply into the lives of the families that we long to serve and want more of here. Our goal is to ensure that there's always a seat at the table for who's not here and to welcome them in. On behalf of the initiative teams, I want to thank you. I'm excited about the future that's ahead of us, BelPres.